Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Gold Rush Fred Lewis hints he won't be in Season 15. Gold Rush fans don't think that Fred Lewis is a good miner, and now they suspect he might not return for Season 15 of the Discovery Channel show. He missed time on the show in the past, but he popped up after 5 episodes in Season 14. At the time he looked for work, but Parker Schnabel had no vacancies. Fred Lewis unpopular with the crew and fans. The workers were happy to see the back of Fred Lewis after his first 2 seasons on the Discovery Channel. Many of them complained to Rick Ness about the way he worked with them. It was Buzz who moved to Rick's team and claimed that working for Lewis seemed like hell. His unprofitable efforts also made it seem that he had bad luck. Fred Lewis debuted on the show in 2020, but even after 4 years, the veteran medic hasn't done all that well. So, a lot of critics who watch Gold Rush think he'll never make it. While they appreciate that he employs other vets, they also think he's too proud to humble himself and take instruction from more experienced miners on the Discovery Channel. Gold Rush fans think Fred's not returning. On Tuesday this week, the so-called hobby miner shared some photos on Instagram, and he was busy with a new venture. In his caption, the Gold Rush star said, "Fans on the platform questioned Fred leaking spoilers for the next season. Also, several of them thought that it indicated he wouldn't return for Season 15. On Reddit, an OP who shared about the post also thought the same thing. They wrote, "Discovery Channel fans discussed the mining venture. Some viewers believed that Fred Lewis might not return to the next season of Gold Rush, and others hoped he wouldn't. Here are some of those comments. I hope he finds joy and success in whatever he does, as long as he isn't on the show anymore because he makes modding here miserable. If he had a 1,000 to 1,500 ounce season, I'd be fine with bringing him back, but it's Fred, so that's not happening lol. Fred needed to work on someone's crew for longer. He still seems to have very little idea what he's doing, and he's not gonna succeed until he figures it out. They've already said he won't be on the show. I'd rather suffer through tenors of Hoffman's instead of 10 seconds of Fred." Fred Lewis, the veteran and enigmatic leader from Gold Rush has always been a figure of intrigue. A former Green Beret, Lewis transitioned into the perilous world of gold mining, driven by a relentless pursuit of success. His story has been one of perseverance, failures, and the occasional taste of triumph. However, recent hints from Fred suggest that his journey in the treacherous landscape of gold mining, at least in the public eye, may be coming to an unexpected halt. The recent murmurings of Lewis stepping away from Gold Rush have sent ripples through the community of devoted fans. But why would a man who's dedicated his life to the pursuit of the precious yellow metal even consider stepping away just as his story was reaching a pivotal moment? For Fred, it's never been just about the gold. Sure, the allure of striking it rich has been a constant companion, but deeper motivations have always guided his steps. A man shaped by his military background, Fred's quest has often seemed like a mission, a battle against the elements, against himself, and against the shadows of doubt that creep in during the long cold nights in the unforgiving wilderness. Season 14 of Gold Rush was a roller coaster for Fred and his team. The highs of discovering rich veins of gold were tempered by the lows of machinery breakdowns, team disputes, and the relentless ticking of the clock. Every day in the gold fields was a gamble, with nature often playing the role of a cruel dealer. Yet Fred's unwavering resolve carried his crew through some of the darkest moments. But as the season came to a close, viewers began to sense an unease in Fred, a weariness that went beyond physical exhaustion. Fred Lewis has always been open about his struggles, not just as a miner but as a man. The weight of leadership, the pressure to succeed, and the haunting memories of his past have all taken their toll. In candid interviews, he has spoken about the personal sacrifices he has made, the time spent away from his family, and the mental and emotional strain of constantly being on the edge. For a man used to the regimented life of the military, the chaotic world of gold mining has been both a blessing and a curse. Hints of Fred's possible departure from Gold Rush began to surface in social media posts, where the normally stoic leader shared reflections that seemed tinged with a sense of finality. In one post, he spoke about the importance of knowing when to walk away, when to recognize that a mission had been completed. To some, it was a motivational message, but to those who followed his journey closely, it felt like a subtle farewell. The rumor mill began to churn even more when Fred appeared on a podcast, where he was asked point-blank about his future on the show. His response was measured, thoughtful, and in typical Fred fashion, non-committal. He spoke about the need for new challenges, the importance of personal growth, and the idea that sometimes one must step back to gain a clearer perspective. He didn't say he was leaving, but he didn't say he was staying either. If Fred Lewis does choose to step away from Gold Rush it will undoubtedly leave a void. His presence on the show has been a unique blend of grit, determination, and vulnerability. He's not the archetypal gold miner who's been doing this his whole life. He's the outsider, the soldier-turned-prospector, the man who's fought for everything he has and isn't afraid to show the scars. His departure would mark the end of a chapter not just for him, but for the show itself. However, if there's one thing fans have learned about Fred, it's that he's unpredictable. Just when you think you have him figured out, he takes a sharp turn and heads down a different path. Whether this latest move is a calculated step towards something greater or simply a moment of reflection before diving back into the fray, only time will tell. The possibility of Fred Lewis not returning for season 15 of Gold Rush is a sobering thought for many fans. His journey has been one of the most compelling on the show, not because he's found the most gold or had the most success, but because he's shown what it means to fight for a dream, even when the odds are stacked against you. Fred has always been a man on a mission, but maybe, just maybe, that mission is evolving. Perhaps the gold he seeks now isn't found in the ground but in the time spent with family, in the pursuit of peace and contentment, or in the exploration of new horizons. In the end, whether Fred returns for another season or not, his legacy on Gold Rush is secure. He's proven that the true measure of a man isn't in the weight of the gold he pulls from the earth, but in the strength of his character, the depth of his resolve, and the courage to walk away when the time is right. As fans speculate and theorize about Fred's next move, one thing is certain: whatever path he chooses, it will be one forged by his own hands, In the end, whether Fred returns for another season or not, his legacy on Gold Rush is secure. He's proven that the true measure of a man isn't in the weight of the gold he pulls from the earth, but in the strength of his character, the depth of his resolve, and the courage to walk away when the time is right. As fans speculate and theorize about Fred's next move, one thing is certain: whatever path he chooses, it will be one forged by his own hands, with the same determination and grit that have defined his journey thus far. Whether on-screen or off, Fred Lewis will continue to be a figure of inspiration, a reminder that the greatest treasures in life are often the ones we find within ourselves.